What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. I just want to say to my crypto bros today, I genuinely hope you're doing alright, but I want to use this as a lesson. And while I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch channel, I am not a financial advisor. It comes down to don't put all of your eggs in one basket, even and especially with Yu-Gi-Oh! It takes a special kind of somebody to want to do Yu-Gi-Oh! As a living. And I know there's all different walks of life looking at my videos, from the guy who just wants to spend a little bit less on their hobby, right? Like they want to spend smarter and save, to the next person who wants to make this a self-sustaining hobby. They want to stop spending money on it and they want to put that work and time and effort in to turning it into just that. Then there's the people doing this as a part-time job, and there's the shop owners doing this. And to the shop owners, you know the risk most likely that comes with that. You become very card rich and you become cash poor, putting more and more into moving the next booster sets into singles and more singles as you get more of an inventory that can become different inventory so that you can go up that route. You don't usually have a very fat bank account along with that, and you just get more and more and more cards. And with that, with collectibles, one natural disaster, one arson, one theft can end up all of your work gone in a single day that you put years and years of blood, sweat, and tears into. So do think about mitigating risk, where your eggs, what baskets they're in, and how you spread that out. Now, past the heavy stuff, let's get into today's Market Watch, starting with Lord of the Heavenly Prison rebounding a bit. I did say this was the next Inspector Border in terms it's going to go up and down, I feel like, with people looking at it in metagames, and right now it's back on the up, going back into the $28, $30 when it was down to 22-ish, 24 earlier in the week. You can even see just sales rates on this really going up throughout the weekend as people go, yeah, I could use that for my new Eldritch Core from Gold series, or I can mix this in. You can see the bottom out sales all the way back to December 2nd. So with this, I do feel like you are going to continue to see fluctuations. Could it go past this even further? Possibly. Could it rebound down after, as most people that want theirs gets theirs? Also, very possible, as a lot of people are still opening Burst of Destiny for that estimated value pulled. Small World is still uppish in price. You have Sword Soul as a really good deck. You have the DPE engine that everybody wants their hands on. So I do feel like that with Bode, it's going to continue to get open. You'll still see more of these, even if secret rare, like the pull rate is small, 2.4 per case. Well, you will still see more hitting the market. With Small World, for example, was just down to, what, 28 listings, and now there's over 100? Well, Lord of the Heavenly Prison's around 41. That is lower listings for the total market. Next to it's a sneak peek version of the card. You can see the actual secret rare at 138. So I do think quantities over time are likely to rebound with this card. But the question is, where will the price go from there? Small World now has more sellers than it originally did, and I think like $17, $15, and you see the price is stuck up there. Well, where will the demand versus price be? Speaking of ridiculous prices, Ready Fusion's cheaper than a lot of its targets, but I've noticed tons of the targets are going back up in price. Somebody spent almost $50 on a near mint unlimited mystical sand. So there could be commons in your bulk that are worth way more than you even thought they could be. Marvelous, for example, this got hype and smoke from Dragunity last year and goes from the trash. Finally here, the structure deck that was split up, and this is kind of a target to be able to use with that. Well, $26.30. I don't think that should be the reason it's so far up in price, but you can see a lot of recent sales on these Ready Fusion targets. Camion Wizard, the level 4 Dark Spellcaster, it's up towards $30+. 35 is the lowest listing, with actual sales at 30, 35, 35. I actually collect a lot of these because they're short printed in a tournament pack as their only release. If Goes from the Trash was to print filler, I kind of hope it's this, even though it'll permanently bottom out their value. Like, it would still be a nice relief to the community to get these easier as somebody who has a ton of these. And speaking of relief, it's good to see this lower level competition between YBM and SoCal cards. $15 on rare fishes before they're 20, and then quickly 25 with massive listings. It's good to at least see that competition, but tons of people still spending more than on their listings. And then Zombie Warrior out of the OTS packs. He's a 20 freaking plus dollar card at 25. So Ready Fusion targets getting re-looked at, still purchased here pretty much every single week, actually getting sales rates. If you have them, it's a pretty darn good time to sell them, I would figure, but where the ceiling is at, I don't have time traveling info brokers. I don't know when possible reprints are here for them. I don't know how far they could go or what actual meta use they could see, such as we have the Shark deck here now, right? And you could play Ready Fusion and it could help you as a superior extender, getting into Bahamut Shark and Toad or going into Crazy Xyz, like... Rarefish is actually a pretty funny one, but you have tons of other options all around for Ready Fusion targets, like Solid Rocks. Adamancipator could be playing this, right? And it's crazy up in price and has the waifu tax on top of it. Astral Pack 1 as well, the first entry of that series. It's so weird to me, though, that all of these continue to just stonk this crazily. Brothers of Legend is bottoming out somewhat fast, except for Forbidden Droplet, which is rebounding even up further in price. You can see that market price of 92. Lowest listings are now 95, and I feel like with this card being short printed in Brothers as the main draw of a meta reprint, where now we have Legendary Duelist Season 3 announced as a product finally. The Souls and all of those look weaker. We'll talk about Gold in a second. But Souls, Bane, Gold, they're all looking a bit weaker. Nibiru is kind of really chugging along in terms of people picking up 3 of these at a time and wanting this version over Gold Series as the cheaper option. In fact, when you see it sell, it's quite often in multiples, but a lot of people still going for Singular as their cross-out designator target if they're choosing to deck build that way. So Brothers is just full of interesting conversations. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, Starlight Rare, is bottoming out versus where it was, falling from 600 to now top-rated sellers going, hey, 500, go ahead. Take it right now. And the conversation with the future of the Albaz Strike engine potentially playing this, spiking it later, and the demand, the comparison to 10K Dragon, which it is not. 10K Dragon is an original card printed and does have that red letter name that I'm oh so fond of. But I feel like Dragoon still does have a Dark Magician vibe to it. It's part of the fusion material and has a different attraction. Now, Leviathan continues to bottom out, which I also called. I felt like that with Utopia, it's just on another level than Leviathan. It can still be played even in decks today. Heck, we got the structure deck split up into the set to update the deck. So you have it to being the Ace Monster versus this card. Just... what are you going to do? Play it in Goats? Like, there's still the Ghost Rare version and Ulti people can be on as well. So, looking through everything else, Astral Karibo, really low quantities, a lot of people speculating there, and everything else bottoming out for the most part. Godarla getting heavily targeted in the Ultra Rares early, but this will continue to get ripped open, and it's so nice to see Downer at $1. I didn't call it. I thought this would be $2 to $3. $1 is so nice. And the Shark stuff is definitely a topic of conversation. Now, Gold Series, I want to update everybody. I'm getting a lot of comments on this. Gamer's Choice just saw part of their Wave 1, not their full intended Wave 1, come in this week. And next week, they're waiting till Monday or Tuesday to see what else comes in so that they can notify people, as I understand it, like, hey, you're probably in Wave 2 if we don't see the rest of the shipment, where you might have another delay. But they're going in order as usual. Konami PSA'd that there's a delay for certain shops, not all shops, and it really sucks for the New York people because I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily was in this also, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily did see a lot of their shipment come in. They're working all through the weekend to fulfill singles. So that's the update with Gold, and also why you're seeing up competition on the market, and a lot of prices continue to come down through that competition, but still not the most quantities on a lot of these Gold Rares, and I think a lot of people are approaching this sealed to keep sealed because a lot of Gold Series is very well working long terms that way. In fact, we can go to the first Maximum Gold here in Yu-Gi-Oh! And you can see that it's doing rather well for itself when we click on it. It continues to just, you see the graph, go up nicely past MSRP at this point and continue to chug up rather quickly with really good sales during the bonus box back, as people were like, okay, I'll just set this aside to continue the line and have the sealed product to keep sealed. Every single Gold Series tends to outdo its singles long term versus its sealed, at least in the history that we've seen. Also, speaking of Gamer's Choice, Legendary Duelist Season 3 is on pre-sale at the best prices I've seen. The MSRP is up. Code What's Good 5 for 5% off and to support the channel directly for the early bird deals at the cheapest prices I've seen on both displays as well as entire cases. Sky Strikers have more than just the ultimate rares, more than just the Widow Anchor moving. I almost said Ace Ray, which is an ace, yeah, but we're on Shizuku. I want to go ahead and skip Shizuku to go to this, and we'll come back to Shizuku. We made so much fun of this. Remember the initial buyout where there was a ban list, nothing moved, and somebody pranked the entire, like, Yu-Gi-Oh community by buying out Ray that day when absolutely nothing happened. Then the next list, Engage, comes off. They're looking like stonks. If they've held till here, the Prismatic Secret Rays are $5 when they bottom out at like $1 to like $2.50, and it blows my mind how sometimes a meme really turns into money on the market. Now, Ace Shizuku only has its 2 printings in Super and Secret, and people are buying out the Secret right now as they would prefer that version, and it matches a lot more of the original deck being in a Secret rarity rather than a Super. So yeah, it's really just down to options of what you want. But with DPE, this deck is on another level, and it's doing relatively well and has future support yet to be announced. Will it be good? Will it be bad? Your guess is as good as mine. Beautiful Princess is the buyout everyone's talking about today, and it was just kind of gonna happen. This card doesn't have a reprint. The Shark Engine is here. You have everybody looking at the Fish deck as a fun rogue option that really could pierce into the metagame, at least on the regional level right now. And it's $20 card. Okay, this card is pretty good with the deck, and there's other Shark and Fish buyouts happening to look around at, but this is kind of the star of the show in the sense that this is their Lone Fire. You banish this card, special summon a level 4 lower fish from your deck. It goes really hard for the deck, and a typing Lone Fire with only 1 printing all the way back out of Primal Origin. People are after it in play sets. And then Crooked Cook, the meme that goes along with it, not necessarily the best way to play the deck. I did Team Sam Told You was on this meme before a lot of people. Well, the common is down to 22 listings, and the Ultra's a $5 Ultra. At this point, I would think I'd stop buying, but official stonks, Team Yanalock, eat your card out. It's so stupid. That being said, thanks for watching today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the conversations. And I've been enjoying more of the pacing and conversations we have been having around it. And I know the Gold Series situation. It's super frustrating on all ends. It's a supply chain disruption. Konami could do a better job communicating on it. They could put it on their main site instead of one little tweet that gets buried on their feed. But Gamer's Choice Daily, the shops, they're not loving dealing with the situation. The consumers who've poured their money into it, of course, they're not loving it. And waves are also something that we're having to learn to adapt to, deal with. And, you know, shops, I think, are being very fair by going in order of who ordered first, we fulfill those. Who ordered, you know, later in line, you are where it cuts off to wave 2. Nobody wants to be in wave 2, let's face it, but right now it's better than delaying the set all the way till wave 2 would be made and then push the cards out. Then those delays would be really bad for the game too. So I get Konami's not in the best place, vendors aren't in the best place, consumers aren't in the best place. But it's really not the store's fault, and they're doing their best in terms of, okay, fulfill orders, see where we have to be, do the communication, then instead of getting bogged down with the tons of people, hey, I haven't got this yet, what's happening, etc. I completely understand their end on that as well, because why are they going to give answers of unsuredness until they can confirm and see and understand what's going on? And they've done multiple PSAs along the way on their socials, but I get not everybody wants to go check a social, or, yeah, I'm buying them, I'm not here to follow them over here to see updates with them. I do understand that too, which is why I'm also using my voice to try to help out and have people understand what's going on. That being said, I think they're doing a pretty darn good job personally. Oh, also I do want to reply to the guy who's like, oh, you're totally taking their side because you're sponsored. I am set up with all of these companies that I only get paid when you use my code. They're not giving me shout out, advertisement, or anything. Only when code What's Good 5 for 5% off to support the channel directly is entered do I get paid. I get paid directly by you guys, while these are the people that fulfill orders, do their shops, grow, and are the place where you purchase. I only make money, and I purposely have it set up that way to where I'm powered by the player, not the shops, and I'm always going to keep that way. I'm not going to take the flat rate checks. I'm not going to take anything. It's only when I make those sales do I make money. Let me make that very clear. But thank you for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy these conversations, and I love being upfront with you guys about how everything is as well. Thanks for watching.